Welcome back, Flyers fans, to the Clear the Ice program here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network, with your boy Matty B back on the call. Flyers postgame show. Seems like a minute I've not done one of these things. Listen, they aren't always pretty. This was the best, worst game I've ever seen in my entire life. One of the worst yet best games that we're going to dissect some things that are amazing. We're going to dissect some things that are terrible. And they all encompassed and they all happened over the last 60 minutes of hockey as the Flyers somehow find their way to a 5-4 overtime win over the Columbus Blue Jackets at the center tonight in South Philadelphia, the final home game of the 2024 calendar year. Do the Flyers beat a better team with their effort tonight? If the effort the Flyers put forth against the Blue Jackets in this game for the first 70 or 68 minutes, 65 minutes, or 55 minutes, 45, we'll call it 45 minutes. Do they win? I don't know. I honestly don't know, because for the first 45 minutes or so of this game, they were sleepwalking, making bad decisions with the pucks. Morgan Frost had the best, worst game of his life tonight. Owen Tippett, a 4-point career high night. They found a way to keep answering the bell, coming back, living on the edge. If they have done a lot of this young season, not playing any kind of offense for at least the first half plus, and then somehow turning it on at the end and finding a way to win. They did it tonight, 5-4 over the Blue Jackets. Again, though, I pose the question. By the way they play tonight, do they beat a better team than the Blue Jackets? Because let's face it, right? The Blue Jackets are pretty much in the same boat as the Flyers. A young team trying to figure themselves out. But the Flyers needed this game. Gets them back to 500. Gets that 3-game losing streak in the rear view. Gets them heading into Pittsburgh on Monday night with an opportunity to go into the holiday break above 500. And obviously add some confidence to this young team as they continue to fight through whatever it is they're fighting through this season. And we're going to break it all down here on the Clear the Ice program on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. Please, folks, like and subscribe, smash the bell, tell a friend. Help us out as we move into the new year. That's right, man. We're moving into 2025. Again, I've said this before. I'll say it again. The It's a Wrap Sports Network was not on my bingo card 11 months ago. It was not, but hey, we're here now, and that's all that matters. Let's take a look at this game. Let's break down some of the admin stuff. The beginning to start things up. The Flyers tonight decided to sit Eric Johnson, Sean Couturier getting the scratch. Maybe there's a story there. Ivan Fedotov with the scratch back in the lineup. Cam York, the much maligned defender, who I've been pretty hard on over the last few nights, but he's back in the game. And Ole Lixell getting the recall from Lehigh Valley, the first actually recall of the season for him, as he comes up when they sent Andre down. So for the Blue Jackets, Kevin LeBlanc, Dante Farbrough, and Justin Danforth were their healthy scratches into this game. The Flyers went with our man Sam Ersson with the start tonight, whereas the Blue Jackets went with Elvis is back in the building. Elvis Merzlikins gets the nod for the Blue Jackets and played like friggin' the best goalies in the world for the first 45 minutes of this game. But the Flyers found a way to get to him, and they got to him hard at the end of the game. Before the game, Elvis he faced 30 shots, made 25 saves, finished with an 8.833 save percentage. Ersson, did he play well? No. Did he play serviceably? Yes. Was he helped out by his defense? At times, no. Did he help himself out at times? No. And we'll get into that here in a minute. But on the night, he finished with 25 saves, 25 face shots, 21 saves, and a .840 save percentage. So by the numbers, he also did not have a very good game tonight. But there's a lot to talk about in this thing. There's a lot of goals to break down. Was hoping that I wasn't going to have to sit here and break down 9 goals. Because of the way this game kind of flowed for the first 45 minutes. I was looking at maybe 4, 5, and God forbid 2. But it was scoring, and more scoring at the end of this game. An entertaining game to be down there at the center heading into Christmas. Obviously, if you brought the family down there, They got their money's worth tonight. A lot of goal scoring, a lot of action, a lot of offense, and overtime to boot. So I guess you gotta take him where you can get him. Steve checking in says Cam York's ass is a jackpot. Yeah, I mean I've been very ultra critical of Cam York. Steve, I thought he had a decent game tonight. Didn't make any of those cardinal sin mistakes for Flyers defensively tonight. I kind of liked his offensive game at a couple points of this game. I'm a big supporter of Cam. I think he's going to be a great defender. I think he's going to be a leader on this team. I think he's part of this future of this organization. But over the last few games, he hasn't played well, and his benching was warranted. I don't think anybody can sit here and counteract that. So, but yeah, I thought he played a decent game tonight. Barbara, how you doing? See, they can actually win if they don't give up 5 goals a game. They were on their way, Barbara. They were on their way, but no, they did not give up 5 tonight. Urson looked okay at times. At other times, again, with the rebounds, the fat, juicy rebounds that this guy gives up almost routinely is not good. And he's got to find a way to clean that up. The miscue behind the net with the puck, we're going to get into that, where I honestly feel that goal was a 50-50 position. 50% on Urson and 50% on his teammates, because there was no communication in that play, and then there was no reaction as well. So Urson mishandled the puck. It was a terrible mistake, terrible decision not to get any English off that puck. No elevation, no nothing. He might have fanned on it. I don't know. Just a bad play. His technical ability in the net tonight was decent. He made some stellar saves at moments in this game. Kept the game actually tied at the end there with that beautiful pad save. So no, was it a great game? No. I mean, is Urson a number 1 in this league? I don't think he is. But you know what? I mean, he hung in there. He hung in there and he did enough. Again, against a different opponent, against the Kings, against the Devils, against the Avalanche, against teams like that, the Panthers, the Lightning. It's probably not happening, but the Flyers beat a team that they should have beat, and he played well. They got to get goals. They got to get the goals against down to 3 when they can compete for a playoffs. Yeah, they're up to 3.5 now. By the way, Barbara, if you keeping track at home, the Flyers with their 4 goals allowed tonight are now allowing 3.5 goals a game. And that is not a playoff team's numbers, and especially when you're not scoring 3 goals a game. I mean, they're averaging 2.9 a game, so they're not scoring 3 and they're giving up 3.5. That doesn't mathematically compute. And yeah, they are awful. They're in the same boat as the Flyers, and again, it meant for a very entertaining game. I just don't want to get too ahead of ourselves tonight for this about this team. It was a gutsy game. The engine that could Flyers. Yes, they were on display tonight. Absolutely. But there's still a lot to be desired in a lot of the Flyers game. And, it was 2-0 in the third. Could have been 5-0. Could have been 4-0. Their offense for the first 45 minutes. And how many times have we said that this year? They don't wake up to the end of the game or the back half of the game. You can't continue to do that and think you're going to be successful. You can't. You got to come out and you got to play 100% the whole time, especially this team. They don't have the talent level to take periods off or shifts off. They don't have that. They got to be fresh, crisp, and they got to be doing things the right way from the very beginning. It doesn't have to be the perfect way, and there's no such thing as that. And the Flyers sure as hell weren't playing perfectly tonight. But their offense lacked creativity. Their offense lacked giddy-up. Their offense lacked spark. The power play, listen, there was encouraging signs early on in the season with the power play. It is now they were over 3 tonight. They're now under 16%, I think 15.3 effective on the season. It's better than 12 and 11% where they lived last year, but they're definitely headed in that direction. But the power play is not as cut and dry. We can't firing Rocky Thompson's not going to do nothing for this power play. They need talent. They need goal scorers on the power play. They don't have talent on the power play. And until we get that, this is what their power play is. So people who are looking for the quick fix on the power play, fire the coach, mix up the lines, I'm sorry to tell you, nothing's going to change until they get actual goal scorers. And that's just the bottom line. They can cycle the puck well. They can make stuff happen. They can't finish. And that's been a problem 5-on-5, 5-on-4, 5-on-3. It's a problem across the board for this team. And that is because they don't have the horses in the barn to finish. And but 0 for 3 tonight in the power play. So, and yeah, the Jackets are awful. Elvis has left the room. Yeah, he has. And it's a shame. Michkov has been cold lately. Yep. And I thought tonight when they got to overtime, obviously that's the time for Michkov to shine. You know, he's a far better player, you know, 3-on-3 or 4-on-3 or 5-on-4 than he is 5-on-5. What, 4 out of his 11 goals have come 5-on-5, and the rest of them have been either shorthanded on the power play or on the power play. I don't think he has any shorthands, but on the power play or in overtime. That's where Michkov has lived. And, you know, when they got to overtime, obviously with that play there in the overtime on the 2-on-1 with him and Konechny, a lot of indecision on that play in overtime from Michkov. And I'm going to highlight another play earlier in the game that sums up the Flyers' indecision problems on offense, at least. But on that particular play, there was a lot of indecision on who was going to do what with the puck, and they ended up kind of screwing up the 2-on-1. Again, where have we not seen that before this year? So, yeah, he has cooled off lately. Absolutely. He absolutely has. All right, so let's not waste any time because, again, I have 9 goals I got to get through. Let's start breaking some of this stuff down. We're going to start with, obviously, the Blue Jackets' first goal of the season. Well, actually, I have some more things I want to talk about. But let me cue up the first goal so we can get it ready for you. All right, so before we do break down the first goal, let's continue on with some of our administrative housekeeping stuff. Flyers did outshoot the Blue Jackets on the night 30-25. The Flyers were 0 for 3 on the power play. Blue Jackets were 0 for 1 on the power play. It means the Flyers, you know, they shut it down. Flyers blocked 11 shots tonight, gave the puck away 8 times, and only took it away twice. But the real encouraging number there is the giveaways. There was 8 of them. Tonight, there were more turnovers than there were giveaways. But you know what? I'm going to take it where I can get it. You know, we're averaging over 15 giveaways a game. I'll take an 8 any time of the week. There were more turnovers tonight than there were giveaways. But I'll take them right now. As I said, got to get better with the giveaways. And tonight they were considerably better. So let's get into the scoring summary here. We're going to start breaking this bad boy down. It was the Blue Jackets to get things going early in this game at the 15:47 mark. Mathieu Olivier, his 9th goal of the season from Johnson, his 10th assist. Let's key this bad boy up because it gets frustrating right off the bat for everybody to watch this. Let's bring it up. So, again, we're going to start in the Flyers' end as this goal, and Jamie Drysdale is your puck handler. This is one of those like, come on, man. Why are you so bad at this type of goals? We got a giveaway or a turnover we're about to talk about. You be the judge of what this is. I don't know if this is a giveaway or a turnover. It looks like it's an unforced error. Drysdale just throws it right into his stick. So it's going to transition back the other way. Blue Jackets had themselves a 2-on-1. Drysdale's, hustling to try to get back into the play, to try to mitigate his disasterness. Now, the shot's going to come. Ursa makes a good initial save, but what does he do? That's right, baby. The big fatty rebound. Columbus is going to get the rebound, go around the ice, go around the net, and he's going to get chased around the net. It's going to open up things to the side, and Olivier is just going to put it top shelf, near side, 1-0 Blue Jackets. Drysdale giveaway or turnover, whatever you want to call it there. It's, you know, was it unforced? Was there some contact there with the defensive player? I don't know. Let's call it a giveaway just because the Flyers are so prone to that. But then Ursa's got to do better. It gets up those fat rebounds all the time, and that extends plays. That gives more opportunities to the offensive team, and Columbus cashed it in there to make it 1-0. About, early on, so in the first period. That would be all your scoring, as it would be 1-0 heading into that first intermission. On the period, the Flyers would outshoot the Blue Jackets 10-8. Into the second period, at around the 7:05 mark, Mikhail Paitha with his 3rd goal of the season to make it 2-0 Columbus. Let's fire that bad boy up. Okay, here it is. We're going to start in the flyer zone. This is the play. And before I run this, I'm not even going to run. I'm going to bring it up because the setup is right from the beginning. This is the goal that really frustrated me tonight. When this happened, I thought the Flyers were doomed. I thought this game was over, man. At this point, with the lack of offense, and then this thing happens, I thought this was going to be a bad night. So this is the play with Urson behind the net. So let me set this up for you from a defenseman's point of view or standpoint. So you never honestly I personally, when I coach it, when I play it, even when I ref it, I hate when goalies pop out of the net to try to play the puck because there's so many things that can go wrong from all the aspects that I just told you. From a player standpoint, a defenseman standpoint, you got to be communicating with your goalie. Hey, I'm high, I'm low, let it go. Bank it off here, send it high, do whatever, because the goalie's not looking at you. His face is pointed towards the puck behind the net. But I don't like it of course, from an official standpoint. I don't like it because there's contact with the goalie incidents. There's issues with pucks batting all over the place. And from a coach's standpoint, I didn't like it because goalies suck traditionally with handling the puck. And all those things came into play here. So let's look at this. So we got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 Blue Jacket players, and I got 3 Flyers players converging on this play. I got Drysdale. Now, Drysdale's kind of caught in no man's land. He's not going to go behind the net. He should be the one communicating with Urson as being the defender on this play. What's happening? Where I need this puck. Drysdale needs to be scanning the ice, telling Urson, listen, this is where I need you to send the puck. Because based on what I can see, I'm going to anticipate what the offensive team is going to try to do here. And the puck is going to go around the net. We're going to play it up. So obviously right here, now the release here is acceptable. You don't ever chase anybody behind a net. So the Flyers let the Blue Jackets go. But look at the laziness of the Flyer players. I believe that's Frost. And again, he had the worst game of his career tonight. And this is one of the worst plays here. But I believe that's Sealer. And there's Drysdale. All right. The Flyers still got the numbers here because now you got 2 Blue Jacket players committing to go behind the net. And you only have 1 left out front. So the Flyers have numbers. This is okay for me. I can live with this. Even if there's a turnover, I could live with these numbers right here. But then it's all going to go haywire. Urson's going to misplay the puck. The Flyers get lazy. Nope. Everyone's now committed to the side of the net. I don't know why they're over here. There's 2 players on the side of the net. No one's covering the front. Farabee's slow to get back into play. Drysdale's playing center field. Again, I understand why. I'm not going to engage him behind the net. No, I'm not. There's nothing behind the net. He can't do nothing with the puck behind the net. I'm going to allow that to go too. But there's some laziness out here. This is the problem right here with Frost, Sealer, and Farabee. They're being lazy on this play. They're not coming in far enough. They're still laying back. And this is what really eventually is going to hurt the Flyers in this play. The puck is turned over. And then still, even with the turnover happening, Farabee is gliding in. He's not even skating hard. Morgan Frost, I think that's Frost, right? What is the deal with the last couple of games and Morgan Frost not being able to play the puck when it's right on his stick blade? I highlighted a play from the Kings game the other night where it was on the Turcotte goal, not the Turcotte, but the Turcotte assist, the Kopasev, the 5th goal of the Kings game. It was a similar play where the puck was right there, but Morgan Frost failed to play it. This is kind of happening again. There's some laziness here. The Flyers somehow, with having numbers, allow the only Blue Jacket player, the only one. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 Flyers are here, and they got 1 Blue Jacket player that's offensively in this play. And he plays the puck. How does it get through 4 guys? I just frustrating, man. And then they're going to pound it into the open net. 2-0 Blue Jackets. And yeah, my candidate for one of the worst goals of the year from a defensive team standpoint. I'm not going to blame the defense of core for that. I thought Drysdale played it correctly. I don't know what the communication was. I can't hear I can't hear what they're saying to each other from ice level. But as far as the way he played that puck, I thought he played it perfectly. You're not going to go behind the net. You're not going to force the play from behind the net. The puck can't do no harm there. But then the other support from the wingers, from the forwards, just wasn't there for the Flyers on that play. And you have yourself a 2-0 deficit. Again, I really thought the game was pretty much lost at that point. And that was all your scoring for the second period. The Flyers were outshot in that period 7-6. So, but here we go. Just like we've seen so much this season, the Flyers are going to find their juju in the third period, back end of the third, or like halfway or so through the third period, back end of the game, the Flyers finally start playing offense, and they get it going here on a pretty goal. I got to give credit where credit's due on some things, and this was gorgeous. Might be candidate for a Flyer player goal of the year. I'm okay with that. Let's bring this thing up. Here we go. So we got some point work with our boy Cam York up top. He is going to keep the puck alive. Flyers are separating. They're setting themselves up. Puck is going to go down to the half wall. I believe that's TK with the puck, as he's going to really be the unsung hero in this goal. I haven't told you who scored it yet because I'm letting it, but TK is going to kind of keep this thing going. Players to keep an eye on here is going to be Morgan Frost here. Oh, yeah, look at TK, man. That's awesome work. Keeps the puck alive. Tippett's going to come and take it. Here's to keep an eye on Frost. Frost going to clear out. Tippett's going to take the angle. He's going to try to beat two players at once, but no, he's not, because he's going to do a nifty no-look pass as Frost continues towards the net, and bang, gorgeous goal. Morgan Frost there. Owen Tippett, Travis Konechny, and yes, even Cam York contributed to that goal, and the Flyers are on the board. They have life in the third period at the 7-minute mark or so. Just a pretty goal. Yep, you got to give credit there where credit is due. So the Flyers get on the board. It is, of course, Morgan Frost 5th from Owen Tippett is 9th, and Travis Konechny his 22nd. And then about a minute half so later, the Flyers would strike yet again. Noah Cates this time. What was it? His third goal in 3 games? Is that what they were saying? Man, these guys are starting to score. Is that what's happening? Finally, the Flyers are going to get this thing tied up on another pretty goal. So let's bring that up. All right. So again, puck is going to be played behind the Columbus Blue Jacket net. You got Cates there hanging out in front. Good forward work. Just nice. Again, good play, good cycling ability as the Flyers are going to keep the puck alive. We're going to move it up. There's York again. Cam had a pretty damn good night tonight offensively. His name wasn't really called that much for defense. I didn't really have to pinpoint anything on defense, but he did pretty good. York's going to put the puck on net, and that's what you do. You always put the puck on net, hope for good things to happen, and there's the rebound. There's Noah Cates, and there's a tie game. Nothing's going to happen unless you get the puck on net. And the Flyers do there is Noah Cates with the goal, and Noah's spark. Does that guy have too much time on his hands? He's sitting around. Does he carry like 20 signs into the game? But anyway, 2-2 now, as the Flyers are back in this thing. Officially with the goal, Noah Cates is 5th from Tyson Forrester and Cam York. Cam York's 3rd assist. That's concerning. He's only had 3 assists. But after all that work, to get things tied up right around that halfway mark of the third period, here come the Blue Jackets, man. Kirill Marchenko, his 12th of the season from Varanov, and Ivan Provorov with the assist. All Russian players apparently were involved in this thing as the Blue Jackets would pull back ahead 3-2. Let's pull this one up. I think this is another rebound, if I'm mistaken. It's hard to keep track, man. I always have these games with all these goals that I got to keep track of. It's not my fault. I never get the 2-1 games, man. I never get them. But here we go. So let's roll the play as the Blue Jackets are going to enter the zone. Flyers got it pretty well defended. I mean, I'm okay with all this, but here we go. What is that? That's right, baby. That's that big fatty again, man. The big fatty rebound. And then it's a block shot, but still the Flyers cannot gain possession. Provorov now is going to take possession of it. Once again, here it is. We have a turnover, but no, we don't. Nice play. Little stick lift, then nice little no-look pass, and boom. Yeah, so there's a lot going on here, right? Obviously, let's start with the very first play, very first part of this. It's so fast that I already popped it over. Just I don't know how many times I've said it. Sam Emerson might be one of the worst goalies in the league with rebounds. He gives up a big one there. There's a shot that doesn't get on net. The puck is laying out. Columbus continues to pressure it, Provorov, but then there's going to be another turnover opportunity, but there comes the stick lift, the oldest play in hockey right there. Flyers can't control it. It's going to go back around, and just a really nifty play for the Blue Jackets to finish it off, and they pull back into the lead 3-2 over the Flyers. So you got to do better with the damn rebounds. I mean, got to do better. But here come the Flyers about 2 minutes later. Morgan Frost, his sixth from Owen Tippett and Travis Konechny to make it. What did we just say that earlier in this, right? Tippett with a 4-point game. Frost, again, 2 goals and some bad defensive play. It's the best, worst game of his career. But the Flyers are going to pull back into this thing and tie it at 3-3 as now it's starting to become a real fun game down there. Again, these are the games that you like to go see. Let's pull this up. All right, here we go. Flyers on the break, on the zone entry. Again, this is very innocent-like. But it's going to go into the corner. The Flyers are going to. This is one of those hardworking goals for the Flyers. Is Tippett specifically continues to. This is all Tippett. He's going to give it to Frost. He's going to sit right there in the slot, and boom. Should you give Tippett 2 assists on this play? Maybe. He assisted directly with the pass to the corner. Then he assisted indirectly, but kind of shielded off his player. And then what was that? Was that a stick lift? Did I see another stick lift in hockey? Pay attention out there, all you youngsters. The stick lift works. Use it. Tippett's going to fire it into the corner. I don't know if this was designed to be into the corner. It looked like it was just deflected that way, but Tippett's going to do a heads up because he sees another player. He sees things happening. He's going to shield them off. Kind of a stick lift. It wasn't really a stick lift, but boom. Frost is going to go top shelf. And there you have it. Flyers are back in this. I still hold true. The stick lift works, youngsters. Use it, but be careful. Because if you try to stick lift and it slides up and it hits their hands, then that's a slash. So be careful with it, but it works. And then the Flyers used it tonight directly on one of their goals. No, actually, Columbus used it on one of their goals. And I think the Flyers indirectly used it here. Beautiful play by Tippett. Keep that play alive. 3-3 now as the Flyers battle back. But here we go at the 15:49 mark. Jake Christensen, his first of the year and his first since, I think, April of 2022, puts Columbus up 4-3. Voronov, his 9th assist. And then, I don't know. I wasn't there. Did the energy get sucked out of the building on that goal? Because it was definitely a very deflating goal that the Flyers gave up. But we're going to run it. We're going to run it because it's one of those goals. It's been the new Flyer bugaboo. The face-off goals. The Flyers, what was it? Their 4th or 5th goal given up on face-off draws, off the face-off draw over the last 3 or 4 games. A couple things that happen with these types of goals, and this is normally 9 times out of 10 when a team scores off the face-off, it's screen-driven, and I think, honestly, it's going from zero motion to motion. And what I mean by that is as a goalie, you're set, right? You're set, depending how long the faceoff takes. Some faceoffs take forever. You're throwing people out. There's a last second line change, maybe a timeout, something. But typically, the officials got to move the game along. But sometimes they get caught up and the faceoff takes forever and the goalie gets set and he gets a little, I don't even say he gets stiff or anything, but he just gets a little complacent. Puck goes down. And then you got a screen to contest with, and you're trying to push off, and I don't know, it's human nature, and it happens like that. I've been there. I've seen it. I know what it is, but to have it happen as frequent as it's been happening to the Flyers over the past few games, I think there's something more there. But this goal is, I think, driven completely due to a screen here. Let's roll it. It's off the face-off. It's going to go back to the point. This is an innocent looking. This is just a throw it on net, and then boom, it's just going to find its way home. The jump there in front. You got Sealer there in front as well. I don't really see the issue with that. It was just the shot, there wasn't much English on it. It was just, let me throw it to the net and see what happens. And it worked as one of the goals Erson wants back probably. And then you have 4-3 as late 4-3 at this point. So, but the Flyers, my friends, well, you know as well as I do, they were not done. Tyson Forrester at 18-16, his 9th from Tippett, or from Konechny, his 24th, and Tippett his 11th, as the Flyers squeeze this thing into a tie late. Let's play the tape for you. As I said, I need a producer, so don't blame me. Sorry for the dead air. I need a producer who can do this stuff. All right, here we go. Flyers at the point. We're going to fire it on in. There's Morgan Frost up there with the best game of his career. He's going to dump it down into the corner. Just looking to make some stuff happen. The Flyers are 6-on-5 right now as they pull the goalie at this point, as you can see by the little orange empty net thing. They're going to set it up. Konechny. I mean, he makes things happen on the ice. If we just had another goal scorer. Man, if we just had another goal scorer. Gonna wait for it. And this is just a bunch of good passing. We're gonna play. This is just standard stuff, man. I mean, you're sitting back here at Columbus. You're just trying to play defense and hope to get a turnover. You got to give them looks, and you're gonna give it here. And then, what do they tell you? Put your puck down, or put your stick down in front of the net. Go to the net. Go to the blue, and put your stick down. And you never know what might happen. And that's what you do. Your stick does no good up here. Your stick does no good down here. Put it on the ice, go to the net, and let's see what happens. And right there, that's what happens. Flyers tied at 4-4, and they force overtime. As we get to the end of regulation, 4-4 for the third period, the Flyers outshot the Blue Jackets 12-9. And then in the extra session, at the 3 minute 30 seconds, Jesus Christ, the 3:30 mark of the overtime. Good God. Owen Tippett, his 11th from Noah Cates, his 6th on the 3v3 to give the Flyers the win. And let's play this one because this is pretty. Tippett with the cherry on top of a beautiful night, 4-point night. And again, 4.5 night, if you ask me, because I think he deserves a secondary assist, or at least a secondary half assist on that goal earlier in the game that we talked about earlier. So I'm going to give him another point, or another half point on this. But here we go. Let's get it going. Coming out of the Flyer zone, when you got that 3v3, you got a lot of open ice. One little bounce of the puck, you can have a breakaway. You're going to get Ristolainen down here battling the puck. See Tippett just kind of, he's patrolling. There's going to be a turnover giveaway. It's a giveaway up to Forrester, and he's going to start it up. Wait for Tippett to get a little bit of a head of steam. Come on, Tippett, skate. Let's go. And Tippett does finally get his bearings. Was it Noah Cates? Who is that? Yeah, it's Cates. And then they're going to just beautiful little pass. Just going to lead Tippett in. And Owen Tippett will do the rest. Beautiful forehand, backhand move. And there you go. Somehow, some way, the Flyers found a way to a win. 5-4 in overtime as they defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets. Owen Tippett with the goal. His 4th point of the night. Absolutely, player of the game honors go to him, as he had himself a great game, as he helped the Flyers find their way at their final home game of the calendar year, and they win the game 5-4 in overtime. I was so mad at 4-3. Yeah, so was I, Barbara. It was a bad goal to give up off the face-off, but they battled back. For the overtime, Flyers outshot the Blue Jackets 2-1, and the Flyers get the win 5-4. Whew. All right, let's do that. Clear the Ice stat pack so far now for 34 games. Flyers have now played 34 games. They are back to 500 at 15, 15, and 4. With the 0 for 3 on the power play tonight, the Flyer power play is starting to dip. 15 for 96 now on the season. Works out to 15.6% effective. They did kill off the one penalty kill they had tonight. Now been shorthanded 96 times with 80 kills for 83.3. There are 5 goals tonight. I pushed the Flyers over the 100 mark of the season. 101 now for the year for the Flyers. Still less than 3 a game at 2.9 with the 4 goals against up to 119 for 3.5. So that's something's got to give there. They got to stop giving up all these goals. Flyers have registered 931 shots on the season, 27.3 a game. They've given up 952, 28 a game. Their overtime record now in the extra session is 5-2 with the win tonight. They gave away, they've taken the puck away 197 times for about 6 a game, and they've given it up 505 times for about 15 a game, blocking 633 shots for 18.6. And since 2022 seasons, the Flyers are now 109 for 799 on the power play for 13.6 effective. And I am now 8-7-3 as your host of Clear the Ice. So there you at. So where are you at? Man, I talked a long time. 5-4 Flyers overtime win. And now they'll get the day off tomorrow before heading out to Pittsburgh, where they'll play on Monday. Then they got the holiday break, and then it's heading out to the coast. And Cutter Gauthier and the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. That's right. Saturday night, was it the 28th of December, 27th? The Saturday after Christmas. They'll be in Anaheim to face Gauthier and Anaheim. And then from there, they're on their way to Los Angeles to play the Kings. That is your next 3 games. And as you can see, the Iron Man, Matty B, is going to be there with you the entire way. That's right. I am now in the driver's seat on the Clear the Ice program until January 2nd when Sal will return. But I got you from now till then. And buckle up because it's going to be a fun, bumpy ride and a lot of late nights. Who is going to be spending those late nights during your Christmas break with me at 1 o'clock in the morning talking about Flyers hockey? We will see who the brave ones are. We will see who the men and the boys and the women and the girls are, as we'll separate them all over the next week as we're headed out west, Western Pennsylvania, and then the West Coast. So looking forward to that. Barbara says always on the West Coast for the holidays. Yes, Barbara, they are, and conjures up great memories of a childhood watching those 10:30 games. Back then it was, LA, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. It was that trip, right? There was no San Jose. There was no Anaheim. There was no Seattle. But, that was a great time to be a kid because you could stay up late on a Tuesday during Christmas and watch Flyers hockey against a team that you never saw, right? In one of those West Coast teams. But we are renewing that this week. So there you have Flyers with the 5-4 win. Owen Tippett, your player of the game, gotta be, as he worked his way and his magic through this game. If you give a half assist, or if you can give a half a point for an additional half of an assist, I think you got that on that Morgan Frost goal late. But a great game for him, and he is my key moment or turning point of this game. Is Owen Tippett. Let's see. So there you have it. Owen Tippett is my key moment or turning point. Any one of the things he did tonight was key to the victory. Everything that Owen Tippett did. Earlier in the season, Owen Tippett couldn't buy a goal. Everything was wide. He couldn't finish anything. Everything was wide. Could not buy a goal. But here tonight, he finds his way in a big way to pay dirt 4 points. Before I say goodnight, though, I do want to highlight one additional play. This is from earlier in the game. This is from the first period. The reason why I brought this up is because this to me, and again, I saw it happen, and I wanted to pull it because this encapsulates a lot of my frustrations with the Flyers, not tonight, but throughout the whole season. Okay. One of the things that the Flyers did so well last year was transition hockey, the odd man rushes, the breakaways, all those things that, with those, those center field fly ball passes that they would execute so well all season long last year. It was a bread and butter play for them, a staple for them, and it worked so well for them. This year, they're getting those opportunities, but it's not working. And this, to me, is a pure an example of why it's not working. So this play is going to set up. It's a 2-on. It's going to turn into a 2-on-1 breakaway. And this was from earlier in the game, early in part of the first period. The Flyers had an opportunity to get back into this game. I believe it's who was that? Is that? So I want to stop it right. So right here, okay. So I'm going to bring it back a little bit because this is what the NHL is. The NHL is a game of milliseconds. Not of seconds, not of blink of an eye. No, it's faster than that. And right here is an example of look at what I believe that's Tippett right there. So this could have been a 5-point night for Tippett. Tippett's already in a position to make a play here. Why isn't the pass coming? Right? Why is the player that's over here? Now look at where this player is positioned. Over there by the boards. What's he going to do from over there? Pass the puck. Instead, he holds on to it. Holds on to it, holds on. Then when it's too late, when Tippett is already starting to slide with his momentum the other way, the pass comes, the goalie's already got a beat on it, and it's just an easy save. All right. This is what frustrates me about the Flyers all season long, is that last year that pass would have been made at the appropriate time to give the max opportunity to score. This season, it's that millisecond too late. That is why they're averaging 15 giveaways a game. They're waiting too long to make decisions with the puck. And that play, to me, let's roll it again. It's going to come out of the Flyer zone. Is this Farabee with the puck? I think it is. No, it ain't Farabee. Who is that? Is that Konechny? It might be Travis, but it's too long right here. It's too long right now. It's too long. It is Travis Konechny. And, yeah, it's just too long. You waited too long. The indecision is there for the Flyers like it was not there last year. And that is what's frustrating me about this team. They got to get better with that. They got to get better with making snappier decisions with the puck. And that's just in a snapshot what's frustrated me about the Flyers so far this season. But you got to get away. I guess you got to deal with it. Good night, hon. Love your show on Flyers and Phillies. My two favorite teams. All right, Barbara. Good night, and we'll talk later. Appreciate you chiming in. All right, folks, that's going to wrap me up. That is going to wrap me up. Before I go, though, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow, 4 o'clock, don't forget, be right back here at the It's a Wrap Sports as we got you covered for the Birds Flyby, the Eagle postgame show between the Eagles and the Commanders. Sal G will take you through that. Hopefully, the Eagles are going to be clinching the NFC East, and there's a party tomorrow. And then again, of course, this show. And look for me on Monday. Tomorrow night, I'll be back for the It's a Wrap with Matty B, and then final word with Matty B, and then Monday night for the Penguins game. So we're heating up. We're heating up. Stay with us throughout the holiday seasons. We'll be here over Christmas. We're not going anywhere, and we're dedicated to you. So one last final time, Flyers 5-4 winners in overtime. In the immortal words of the late great Gene Hart. Good night and good hockey.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Yeah, I go so yo. Everybody know I'm you know when the click through. Try to fix it and it's about to be a slow beat ride. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I drop the top